It's a 14 barracks proxy. My god, that's a quick one. I think this might be a Marauder opening. In the top left, this is Cure. His opponent, oh no, it is double barracks. Sorry, I didn't see the second SCV. It's just Reapers. In the top right, oh, he's about to get cheese. This is the quickest Reaper rush. This is GuMiho. He is doing a double gas opening. You know, he has a decent factory timing. He'll have a decent Reaper timing. But if he loses that Reaper, that first Reaper, it's just game over right then and there. This is a huge commitment from Cure. He is basically saying, I need to do a lot of damage. Oh, 6 hours slow pork roast as well. Oh, jet skiing. Oh, sounds like you're all having good lives. Keep it up, fam. Oh, when's your next sellathon, pig? You can't spam an event like that. We are planning a big event, which we'll have some news about soon. So keep your eyes peeled. We'll have some news soon. Double gas goes down as well, of course. Reapers are on the way now. Keep in mind the first Reaper of GuMiho pops out 10 seconds. This Reaper pops out 5 seconds. So he's got a 5-second lead on the Reaper production on the first one, not to mention that Reaper there. So he's going to have 3 Reapers versus 1 for a moment. GuMiho not really scouting very much. Oh, he's going to find it though. That's very good. So Reaper checks the right, SCVs check the left. That's very good. Immediately pulls back to the high ground. No bunker. He's not opting for the bunker yet. Oh, he pulls 1 SCV. No, he does. Okay. Now that's an odd bunker positioning there. It's kind of a central fallback point, but 4 SCVs there. He's got to watch out for the Reaper grenade. Now he's going to have another Reaper pop out in a moment. Oh my god. Good focus fire by Cure. Good depot raise though by GuMiho as well. He can lose a few SCVs and still be okay here. He just doesn't want to lose too many of them. Now he needs to pull a few more SCVs in here. He's already lost 5. That's not looking too good for GuMiho. He's playing this very cautiously, but he gets a Reaper. He gets a second Reaper, and you know what? Losing that 3 Reapers for 1. So just as good as the SCV kills were initially, it turns south, and that is GuMiho's patience paying off there. And he says, look, I have a factory finished building aliens. I have a starport up. You don't have these things. I can now build add-ons, but his command center is incredibly late, right? So he's got to worry a little bit. Is my opponent getting a quick command center behind this? Is he teching up hard? Well, he doesn't have to worry anymore because his Reaper gets over there and he's going to get a bunch of these exposed SCVs. The Reapers are coming for Cure. Now, I don't think you can jump there. So, oh, gets 2 SCVs, which does equalize the worker count. Well done by GuMiho. Now he can send these Hellions out and hope to catch a Reaper. He's being cautious at the moment. Reaper does pop out there. It's dangerous to leave your base because the Reapers could jump in, cause a lot of havoc if you're out of position. And now the scouting barracks is going to give Cure a big edge on the information. Extra depot goes up on the high ground. GuMiho is going cloaked banshees. He's building a tank, marines. Meanwhile, command center starting on location. Map control does go to Cure here, whose barracks is going to see those Hellions and he's going to know, look, there's no reason to go in. I've got 5 Reapers. I can try to engage if I have a nice spread, drop a grenade or 2 on the Hellions, but I cannot jump up a cliff. Not at all. Ooh, Marine's starting to take that one down. Banshee just out front the base, but here he goes. He's going to go for it. Oh, that's some big Hellion splashies, and every Reaper's going to go down. He kills one Hellion for 5 Reapers, and Cure taps. He knows he's dead. He has no units on the field. There is no way he could defend a counterattack. GuMiho with a great hold to take map 1. Ooh, starting off this series down 1 game against the new returning player. He's got to do his best builds now. No more cheeky cheeses. I think it's a good idea to open up with a cheeky cheese. But that one getting spotted really makes it very hard to find the damage if it's spotted before you enter with the Reapers. Especially against the double gas build, which seems to be, of course, GuMiho's mainstay. GuMiho never really going for a 1 gas expand. Down here in the bottom right, guys, this is Dragon Phoenix Gaming's Cure. In the top left-hand side, representing Psystorm, it is the Gummy God. Very good player, going double gas. And I'd love to see some more Banshees, some more of that cool Hyperflight Rotors style, which actually top tried against him. But we'll see. Cure likes to do the double gas. Now, he has CV scouts pretty late, you'll notice. He basically just wants to confirm if they're expanding or not. That's all he really cares about with this SCV. So I think he'll go up the ramp. You'll also see that the barracks is at home, so it does tell him if he's being proxied. Two things. Am I being proxied, or is the barracks where it's meant to be? Number one. Number two, is there an expansion going down here at a minute 40? And he's going to see the answer is barracks is in position, no command center, which means his opponent's gone double gas. And the second depot already kind of tells him that. He even gets to see the factory go down, which is cute. Though you can kind of assume it doesn't really change much. Bly is 32. Bly's my age, so he could be the... that one. Who's the youngest pro? Chat's asking. Well, there's a bunch of players under 16 who aren't even allowed to compete properly yet, like Baby Marine and maybe Battlebee and stuff like that, I think are all pretty young, so... Not sure exactly. Chat's saying Percival's 12. I think he's 22. Percival is not that young. I love that everyone thinks Percival is really young. I was like, people were like, wow, this young guy, Percival. I looked at his Wikipedia and I'm like, what? Command center finishing up here, or starting to go down, I should say, for Cure. Reaper hops in. As I said, GuMiho likes to do these Reaper dives while he's going for that Cyclone back at home. GuMiho's already building Marines. He's going to try and escape, but he won't make it out. Second Reaper will seal the deal for him. Would have liked to at least kill the SCV, but it's kind of odd. A lot of people will do a double Reaper dive with this build, but you can see that GuMiho's kind of adapted and mixing it up a little bit. Cyclone is on the way. His command center as well. Those two Reapers are going to come on in, and they should be able to, if they commit straight across the map with the two Reaper Alien, he should be able to kill the SCV, but this Reaper should be able to do the same thing on the other side. That being said, actually maybe not, because there's an extra Reaper and Hellion popping out, but if they're rallying straight across the map, Reaper should be able to get that damaged SCV. He's going to take it down. Does he pull back though? No, he's going to bounce into the main. SCV goes down on the other side of the map as well. Cyclone. Ooh, he slightly supply blocked. Depot's a few seconds late. Reaper jumps in the main, but unfortunately hit the refinery for a little bit. He's going to be able to kill one more SCV before he goes down. No, he changes targets. Oh, he tried to micro out of that. Bad micro from GuMiho on the other side of the map, but Cyclone comes down and his command center is rebuilding. Both of them going to finish at a similar time. Slight lead there for Cure. Units lost tab, of course, looking to be slightly in the favor of GuMiho, but he's got to start repairing that Cyclone up to get it back healthy. Second Cyclone's on the way now. He has a second barracks really quick, and that did not get scouted, which is very important. So GuMiho is going 2 Cyclones for map control into a lot of Marines. So what I love about GuMiho is there's so many different styles. He's not one-dimensional at all. So he's going for a fighting style. And notice already that he is one of the few players who doesn't just build Ravens. Ravens are a one-size-fits-all solution to TvT. They're pretty good in every situation, but they don't particularly excel at any one thing, right? Like, they're just kind of generic. GuMiho is like, I will go pure Viking and gun down all your Ravens. I won't build any Ravens. Or in this case, he's going to go pure Medevac Marine. And he's going to look to just stim into the opponent's base, drop their mineral lines, stim on their tank Raven armies, gun them down. He's already got the Cyclones for map control, for zoning the opponent's vision out. And that also gives off the idea of, well, it's going to be mech behind this. All I need to worry about is Banshees and tanks and that sort of stuff. Cure may be very caught off guard by this Marine 2-1-1 follow-up. It's obviously not going to be as fast as a straight 2-1-1 because you've gone Reaper Hellion into 2 Cyclones, into the Medevacs and the Marines. But Stim Marines are one of the highest damage units in TvT. They beat just about everything if they can catch the opponent unsieged or if they can fight in a big enough spread. Apparently Percival's 19. Chat has confirmed he's 19 years old. Is it bad to ask how old I am? You could literally Google it. Why would that be bad? I mean, it's an annoying question because it's so easily found elsewhere. Anyone in chat can answer. I'm sure at least 5 or 10 people in chat know the age, and the other ones can guess it. Pretty close. Double drop, guys. The Cyclones distract at the natural. Double drop comes in. This is a big move. The tanks are moving forward. They're going to try and catch those Cyclones, and they might get him. Uh-oh. He does lose one Cyclone. A little slow on the reaction, but he gets some SCVs in the main. Forces the auto turrets out. Oh, shit. He's going to lose one Medevac. Nicely done by Q. It does get one Medevac, of course. It didn't have too many units in it. Getting a few SCVs and all that mining time is definitely pretty valuable. Also drained a bunch of the Raven energy. Now, this shows your hand a little bit, though. It shows that you are going to have some potential soft spots. So for Cure, you are going to say, look, I'm probably going to have a tank advantage. Absolutely does. I'm also going to have this like air control advantage, which means starport production is not important for Vikings anymore. You know he's not going to fight you in the air. Oh, he actually loses a Viking over there. Does get a medevac though. He killed one of the medevacs. Trades a Viking for it. Kind of evenish trade. But yeah, notice he's not using his starport right now. He should soon to start queuing up medevacs, but he's gonna go Liberators. That's very cute. He's saying, look, with this style that Gumi's playing, you don't build any Vikings. You just play Marine Tank Medevac and have mobility as your strength, right? But if I can just get a super powerful siege army, and I mean, the libs are probably going to be the harassment, I would imagine, while he's trying to push out siege as a lib in the back of the base. And that's going to be how he plays it. Overall, looking at this scenario, I think I'd be a little bit more comfortable in Cure's spot. That being said, the upgrade lead is, of course, very tangible. 1-1. Almost, yeah, getting close to 3/4 done as +1 attack only just starts for Cure. So the Marine count is going to be very good. Also, let's look at the barracks count. So 3 barracks producing, 5 Marines at a time. Shields is also done. On the other side of the map, Shields has not even started. His 2nd and 3rd reactor almost finished. 4th and 5th barracks, though, are well underway. So Cure will catch up on that Marine production. And keep in mind, he's already got 18 Marines out, which is a sizable force. It's not as many as his opponents, but he's still up a siege tank. He's got those Liberators, which are going to be nasty harassment units. That being said, GuMiho, spotting depots on the edge. Oh, he just does all these little details that nobody else does. He's such a unique player. He plays, you know, plays to the beat of his own drums. He does not just copy people. I friggin' love it. Okay, big army out of the map. This is really bad for GuMiho. He does not have enough units to defend these libs right now. He's only got a few Marines out, and he's not building Marines non-stop. He's got a gap in his production. Cure trying to move out to take his 3rd. He knows it's a bit later, but the double lib comes in, and it's going to be devastating. Siege is up there as well. Okay, SCV's pull here. The Marines will gun that down, but he's losing a lot now. We did not have the Game Heart custom mod hosted here. Oh, he's going to get the building SCVs. GuMiho is going to try and Doom drop to counter, but he hasn't cleaned this lib up yet, so this is incredibly expensive, guys. I think he's trying to rally Marines to deal with it, and that's going to potentially cause him big problems. He has to do massive damage here, and guess what? That pre-siege tank is a nightmare. But it does go down before it can get the kill. Interference Matrix, though, a chat ability. That one siege tank, he needs to drop one more Interference Matrix. GuMiho, his tanks are going to come out of this. Oh, those Marines are now just backing away from the enemy siege tank. He's trying to just stay out of tank range, trade as best he can. At the end of the day, I mean, he actually killed a lot of SCVs there, and he kept all of his SCVs alive. He lost an insane amount of mining time, though. But he's got a 2nd factory on the way. He's going up to 5 barracks. He's going to restore his mining. His gas mining especially got super fucked there. So he's got to frantically build more medevacs as well, because he's lost so many medevacs this game. He's got almost none, and this style relies on always having medevacs. That being said, Q is just going to sit camp style for now. He's got to go. Yeah, he's got turrets. He's got tank marine. He's going to go out there with the Marines. The Cyclone is going to, of course, get gunned down. Stim units are faster than it. GuMiho can get that. You know, you can try to get out of there, but unless you run it all the way across the map, it's going to be hard. 2-2 is going to finish in 20 seconds, so GuMiho potentially going to have another big attack timing. Does think about sending some units to clean up that depot on the left side of the map. He's got to be careful. Q, of course, waiting just outside. Just outside of that vision. Q's army's closer than you think, GuMiho. You got to be careful here. Oh, Q are looking for a big engagement here now. GuMiho, his Marines are very clumped, and this is just before 2-2. Yeah, great moment for Q to take a fight. That was super decisive. Up until this fight, I actually thought this was going just fine for GuMiho, but then he loses all of his siege tanks there. Now he's down 4 siege tanks, and his 2-2 kicks in after losing a bunch of Marines and a bunch of those important supporting units. So that was really well done by Q, who starts his own 2-2. Does have a 2nd factory pumping out tanks, and GuMiho, you can see with this style, he's kind of desperate to be threatening. He doesn't want his opponent with like the Ravens, with the tank superiority, potentially Vikings coming in as well, to get across the map and siege on him. He wants to be the one who's kind of out there being mobile, split pushing. We could liken this, of course, to Cua's style. So you guys, you know, we were casting Cua's S yesterday and a bunch of other series. Cua's TvP style is very similar to the way GuMiho is playing this TvT, which is it's avoid the front on fights and backstab all day. But look at that. Tank's pre-sieged. He knows what he's dealing with. And at this point, GuMiho needs to pull back and just isolate the army on the map. And Cure realizes that Gumi is smart enough to do that. He's going to pull back himself. So he's kind of postured out both sides of the map at once. Now, if you keep posturing further, Gumi can pull his whole army together, collapse on one half of your army, and get way ahead. Instead, Cure pulls back after pushing GuMiho off the map. He knows he's kind of just forced GuMiho to group his army up, and he says, now, after fighting for map control, zoning you off the map, now I'm going to do it. And this is something I keep talking about, is this is what you've got to do against this style of players. You've got to kind of zone the map before a frontal push. You can't just go straight for it. Now, all the Marines going across the map for Gumi. Because he doesn't want to fight front on. He's got Marine tank there. These tanks might get quite a few shots off. We'll see how it goes. Of course, it's an advantage on the base trade for Cure as he starts it a bit earlier. These tanks on the high ground could do kind of nicely. Command center is there. These SCVs get thrown to the meat grinder to try and buy time. GuMiho does not know about the command center on the bottom. He's going to go for a doom drop into the main base, and this could pay off in a pretty big way. That siege tank on the ramp needs to get sniped, and it does. But he's aggroed into range of that tank on the low ground. So he's on the production, though. He's going to take out the factories, which is big. But that other siege tank's in range. He's got to fall back out of tank range. Meanwhile, GuMiho, he's got a lot of Marines. He's going to dive on this army at the front. Oh, he catches Cure unsieged. Not quite looking. Cure does save some of the units. He loses all of his Ravens, though, and some medevacs. On the other side, GuMiho is doing a good job with these Marines. Is this finally going to be enough to clean this up for Cure? It's such a close fight. But no, there's too many Marines. Oh, more Marines pop out of the production, and he will manage to hold off. Gets the medevacs on the way out as well. Nicely done there by Cure. His returning army cleans up GuMiho's. GuMiho has a fourth base, though, that survived on the top of the map. You know what's funny? Cure did as well. Cure never lost his third orbital, though. Planetary morphing there. Planetary's already there. 3 command centers for GuMiho. He's up 16 workers. But right now, the army advantage is all that matters. And he's down in Marines, down in tanks, down in medevacs. And that means Cure can push forward. If he gets rid of this base, he wins the game. And GuMiho does not have a lot of maneuverability. Those tanks are sacred. He's got to siege these tanks. He's going to go for it. He's pulling the SCVs. That was his one advantage in this game. But he's forced to use those SCVs as tanking combat units just in a desperate bid to survive. Unfortunately, his tanks, of course, not part in that battle, whereas Cure's were. And so this push for Cure ends up being the killing blow, I believe. And GuMiho, this is really interesting matchup where I think GuMiho regrouping his Marines actually ended up being the best thing. You know, the way Cure pushed down both sides of the map fucked up GuMiho's kind of backstab squads and scared GuMiho into grouping his army. That's what set up Cure for the victory. This is Cure showing an excellent understanding of how to play against the style of his opponent. He really understood what GuMiho's goals were and how to frustrate them, how to avoid GuMiho having an easy time of it. So bloody well played by Cure. Finds a sensor tower down here. He's like, what the fuck is this doing? And yeah, GuMiho is basically just going to go for one big old desperate push because he knows he's in Dicktown right now. But that's a big army at home. Even with all those Marines out on the map, 3 tanks, a lot of Marines. Could, of course, get the siege tanks over here, potentially, and like ferry into it. GuMiho, yeah, he's going to do that. He's going to do it. Oh, but no, the Marines are there. He's like, wait. This is not going to work, dude. Tanks are going to try and siege shell on these Marines. They're in range, but he doesn't have vision right now. And there we go. Actually, he's in range a little bit. And Cure gets the first shot off. GuMiho, though, drops a Marine to aggro a tank shot. Oh, and he loses vision, so he's not able to seal the deal on that tank. And right now, that medevac out of boosties. More units coming through the middle of the map. GuMiho is trying desperately to fight with inferior numbers, but I mean, it's straight up guerrilla warfare at this point. He needs to go back into his tunnels and hide. I don't know, there's no civilian populace to hide amongst, but he's outgunned, he's outmanned. It's going to be hard to do this. GuMiho is, of course, up 2 upgrades, 3-3 versus 2-2. Not something I've really been mentioning, and I probably should have been. 12 worker advantage, or 12 Marine advantage for GuMiho. So he's like, please just come fight me in the open. Marine versus Marine, and then I can win this game. And Cure, not being an imbecile, is not going to do that. Shout out to Fuck Dragon in chat. Thank you for the tier 2 62-month resub. Fuck Dragon 64 says, streamer, this is all well and good, but can you please queue for a game already and stop analyzing this replay? Go on. I think Maynard has words for you, mate. And there we go. Kua pushes in. GuMiho tries to fight for his life, but Kua says,
"That's nothing."
Anyway, guys, we are going to go into game 3 of this Terran versus Terran. Down here in the bottom left-hand side, representing dragons, phoenixes, and gaming. This is Kua. And in the top right-hand side, representing Storm Gaming, it is GuMiho. Hi Pig, I found an old Twitch streamer on my StarCraft friends list. I discovered they now have an OnlyFans with feet pics. Are you interested? I'm curious. I wouldn't say I'm interested. I'm curious. I do like the circus. I do like the circus, guys, but I'm not gonna say I'm interested. I think that implies a bit more. Oh, Gumi's gonna go for the expand. He sees the SCV coming in, so he hides. So this SCV will go up the ramp now, and his SCV can come on in and get the command center down without getting blocked. Kua's like, you tricksy one, you. So Kua's doing a double gas build with the SCV scout, very safe, and we've seen Kua do this a lot. And I actually have been emulating it, but I think I'm gonna start emulating a lot more of Gumi's play, because Gumi plays TvT like a fucking Chad gamer. He's attacking, he's fighting for map control, he's harassing, and he's cutting corners like a mother trucker. Like, he's like, yeah, no Ravens this game. Yep, mass marine medevac this game. He has clear strategic advantages that he's looking to work. And that, to me, it appeals to how I like to play TvT, rather than Kua, who is like I am just better than my opponent always, at all times. And he's actually going really quick Raven or Banshee this game, interestingly. So notice that because he saw the command center, he's not building out of his barracks or factory. So I think he's going to go straight Raven, and then I think he's going to build a tech lab after this Hellion, so reactor there. Yeah. So what Q is going to do is say, okay, look, you've done a quick expand, but you have to play safe because you don't have scouting. You'd build a bunker, marines. I'm not even going to build anything past my first Reaper. Get a really quick starport so I can get out 2 Ravens really fast, maybe even 3 Ravens. He's going to go for a tech lab right there. In a moment. I guess he doesn't have enough gas to do it just yet. Oh, Cloak Banshee. Okay, cool. I was going to say he's just going to go for one really powerful tank Raven push. Especially like right when Gumi's taking his third base, like 3 Ravens, 3 tanks, and just a pack of Marines. But no, he's actually going to go Cloak Banshee harass first, which is interesting because that's a big commitment. But against a guy like GuMiho, who, you know, likes to cut corners, number 1. Not only that, number 2, GuMiho likes to send his cyclones across the map, which is very risky versus Cloak. Super risky, so you got to be real careful with that. Curious. Yes, guys, curious. All right, he's doing the same build, so this is cool. So GuMiho is actually playing a heavy marine opening. Now, I've talked a lot about heavy marine styles and how they are viable in TvT. Anyone out there who complains about siege tanks being Imba, Ravens being Imba, and how they have to just build tanks and Ravens and they don't like it, play a build order like this. Cyclone for safety, and then just get into lots of marines and stim. And you know, I have a sneaky suspicion these are the same players who, when they play this style, which is so fun and mobile, and it's all about map control and vision and attacking into the right angle and setting up your engagements. I think these might be the same players who then complain about that also not being easy. Because, you know, I think you're never allowed to complain in StarCraft. You should just suck it up at all times. Oh, this is so much damage, guys. Holy shit. Dude, this is so frustrating. Where is Marines? They're all in the natural. Oh, I really think he should have sent the Marines to the main while the Cyclone was there. And oh my god, he's trying to repair. You can see he grabbed some of the SCVs and put them on auto repair. That can sometimes, you know, but you also need to hold position the SCV that gets shot first as well, or it runs away from the repairing SCVs while it's running away from the Banshee. So GuMiho trying to pull off the micro, but he messed it up a few too many times there. So he wasn't actually able to pull it off the way you want. And unfortunately, he was a little greedy in this game. He did not have scouting. If you skip the Raven, You are very greedy against a super fast cloak banshee. And guys, this was an insanely fast cloak banshee. It was a response from Cure to the fact that he scouted the expand build of GuMiho. And this is something GuMiho's build did not take into account. If someone sees you expand, they know that you like to skip detection. There is a metagame there of, oh, okay, let's be a little fucking careful. Maybe we have to squeeze a Raven out, or we have to drop a scan for scouting, or, you know, add some sort of safety precaution. Even if he just had an engineering bay already finished in time, dropping immediate turrets would have helped him out. But of course, the building's blocking him the first scan, and this was a big problem. Oh. Double medevac marine drop always has a chance here, but with the Raven and that big pack of marines in the high ground's not really an open angle, and oh, that's fucked. Ow. He's gonna, yeah, he tries to break the tank line, but he could even interference matrix that. Ah, it's a nasty way for it to go. That is a nasty way for it to go. Such a promising start, but such a clever response from Cure. He's just like, dude, I know you cut corners like a motherfucker, number one, and doing it off the fast expand build, you're even more vulnerable. I think GuMiho, if he's playing the 2 Reaper Hellion, if he's playing the 2 Reaper into the 2 Cyclones early, all these other openings he does, he's not as exposed, even when he skips Raven. Which he always skips Raven every game. He plays no Raven TvTs, the only Terran who does it. But when you do the one racks expand like that, and the other guy scouts it straight away, it does allow your opponent to just go, one Reaper, there's literally 0 units to defend. And you know what? I'm gonna go across the 2 Banshees and win the game. GG.